Clarity Nation, what's up? Let's talk about some financing today. Funding. Not necessarily funding funnels, but just funding in general. I don't know about you guys, but I'm like lit up today. Got a good workout in this morning, as always. Got a nice little 30-minute yoga session in this afternoon. Just zen myself out. Feeling pretty good. So let's talk funding. Let's talk financing. The thing is, whether it's with our businesses or our personal lives, it's kind of the same. But we don't always have the cash on hand that we need in order to pull stuff off, in order to do stuff, right? That's the thing. It's not like the old days back in like the 50s or maybe even the 90s where it was like cash is king. Rah, rah, rah. Oh no. Credit's king these days. It's all about that credit these days. You either got it or you don't. And if you don't got it, it's very hard to do much. And I'm sure a lot of us have learned that the hard way. I don't think very many people have actually lived life without getting into some sort of credit or money trouble. Actually, that's not true. I've known a few people. But more often than not, for average day people, it does happen. But yeah, credit's king and financing is king, right? We only have so much cash on hand, so much available cash at any given time, whether it's in our businesses or in our lives. So what do, right? We need to fund projects. We need to fund our lifestyle. Maybe we need a new car. Emergencies come up. Projects, our deadlines don't always get hit on projects. Maybe they're getting delayed, whatever the case may be, right? Staffing, the list goes on. So what do you do? What do you do when you're kind of pigeonholed, right? Well, the thing is you have to find funding. Sometimes you have to find creative ways to get funding. And let's face it, funding is a lot like insurance. I know I said a dirty word, insurance. But like it's nice to have available, it's nice to have on hand, but a lot of the time, once you realize you need it, it's too late, right? Health insurance. You got health issues, you go in for health insurance, you're declined because now you have a pre-existing condition or a pre-existing issue. Life insurance, something's going sideways, your health is declining, you can't get it anymore. And funding is very much the same. If it's used properly, it can be a very powerful thing to build yourself up and to scale and to grow. If it's used improperly though, or you wait too long on it, you could be in a spot where it's just not feasible and you're getting declined. None of those are fun spots to be in. I've been on both sides of the fence. I've learned my lessons the hard way, and I'm sure a lot of you have. It's part of being human. It's part of life, right? So what do you do? When is an appropriate time? Well, if you're newer in business, like some of you probably are watching this, the thing is start building that credit up. Start building that credit history up within your business as soon as possible. If you're a younger person, you're just getting out of college or whatever, start building that credit history up as soon as possible. It's nice to have stuff available for when you need it. But if you have it available to you, it doesn't mean go out and spend it. Don't spend beyond your means, right? And there's little tips and there's little tricks and there's little whatever to help you like move along. Like don't use 30% of your balance, blah, 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 la-di-da. Not really going to get into that. But the point I wanted to drive home and the point I wanted to make today is when it comes to financing, when it comes to credit, when it comes to all that stuff, having it on hand for when you need it, it's a lifesaver, right? You're giving yourself a life raft before you know you need the life raft. And that's important. Sometimes loans depending on the type of loan, like if it's a bridge loan, that stuff can get approved pretty fast. It's very short term though. And the interest rate, because of the short term, tends to be rather high. Other loans, like more conventional loans, traditional loans, it can take weeks to get something approved or to hit your account, right? And if you need it in the next few days, it's not available to you. By the time it hits, it might be too late, right? So the thing is like your CFO, your accountant, certain people within your business, within your organization should be able to help set up and maintain that kind of stuff and just keep things on an even keel, right? If it's just you, whether it's a sole proprietor or you just don't have those teams in place, It's on you to learn the accounting. It's on you to learn the finance within your business, or hire a coach, hire a consultant, hire a third-party CFO, do something to have somebody just monitoring the finances more closely. You see, when I first started out in business as well, that's another thing I messed up on. I didn't pay that much attention to cash flow, like money in, money out. I was just like, cool, stuff's coming in, stuff's going out. My head's above water. I don't feel any stress. I don't feel any pressure. I don't feel any debt. It's okay. But the thing is, it's like I talked about in a previous video, it's one of those things where it's like death by a million paper cuts, right? It can be a slow bleed. And then you wake up one day and it's like, oh crap, I need all this stuff. And it's not available to me because I never set myself up properly. So the thing is, like, do your due diligence, do your due diligence, stay on top of your stuff, handle your biz. That's right. Handle your biz is what it's all about. And just stay on top of it, right? There's tons of options available. There's lines of credit, short-term, long-term, medium-term loans, high interest, low interest. And a lot of what you're going to be able to get qualified for, pre-qualified for, depends on your history, like your payment history, your borrowing history, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of factors that go into it, which is a bit beyond like that. That'll have to be broken down to a bunch of sub videos. If you guys want more information on that kind of stuff, I would be more than happy to break this down, although it's not my primary focus, but it's something that I am knowledgeable about and happy about. But that being said, you've probably heard it before, and in case you missed it, like for my consulting packages and my digital marketing packages, I do have financing options available now. But again, like I alluded to at the beginning of the video, it depends on, like, there's a number of different factors. Now, this is more for established businesses. Sorry, guys, I'm not saying, like, if you're new in business, I'm not saying that it's not worth helping you or anything like that. I love you guys. I feel for you guys. It's just my financing options aren't available. On my end, you need to have 6 months worth of income hitting your account through a POS machine, a debit machine type deal. But you also need to be doing a minimum of $6,000 a month. Now, the thing is, when it comes to financing, whether it's financing like digital, like marketing, advertising, anything for growth or expansion, or anything to do with your business, I just totally lost my train of thought. But yeah, cash flow. That's what we were talking about, right? So for the cash flow side of it, like it kind of says like it's kind of nice, like talking to a marketer or somebody. It's like, okay, well, I owe 3, 10, 20 grand, whatever. Pay for it cash up front. But like I said, that cash isn't always available. So sometimes we need to turn to financing. The nice thing is even with financing, if you have the cash on hand, that's great. It can be used as collateral, but it can help keep your, like it'll be lower payments, right? Up front, it's nice because it's done with. Well, when you're doing payments on something, if you have that option through financing or a company that allows you to break stuff down a little bit more, all that means is it's a little bit lighter on your cash flow, right? You have the predictability, like either way, whether it's a retainer or a salary, you have that predictability still. But there's that predictability aspect of knowing that you're got this X amount of money going out on these days, right? So it just helped things along. And then if something does come up, you still have the cash on hand for other projects that you need, other unforeseen circumstances that might come up. So I hope this helps. That's my 2 cents on the benefits of financing, taking out loans. I know, debt, but unfortunately, that's the world we live in, right? Fortunately, unfortunately, however you want to look at it, it is what it is. Smash that like button, guys, if you enjoyed this video. Drop a comment down below. I want to hear from you. It's time to get up off the sidelines, start taking action, and start engaging. Have a wonderful day. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. And share this with somebody who needs to hear it. Cheers.